first time this season, millions were pounded by snow and ice and freezing rain and brutally cold temperatures. And in many places, the weather took a dangerous turn. Take a look at this. In West Virginia, a truck dangled over the side of an icy highway. You can see how fast that snow was falling.
Oh, God.
Emergency crews working for over an hour to rescue the driver from the precarious position. In Connecticut, one tractor trailer completely overturned. Whiteout conditions causing crash scenes like this one to play out on roadways up and down the Northeast corridor. At this hour, 14 million people remain under winter alerts, and the official start of winter is still weeks away. Aaron McLaughlin is in snowy Pennsylvania for us tonight and leads us off.
Tonight, a fast-moving storm striking the Northeast, wreaking havoc on the roads as far south as West Virginia. Where for over 5 hours, the cab of this tractor trailer dangled precariously over the side of a bridge. According to reports, the load of bricks the driver was hauling, the only thing that kept him in the air. Video shows the harrowing moments the driver was rescued. Meanwhile, in Pennsylvania, state troopers responded to more than 500 calls reporting crashes and highways shut down. And at the nation's airports, flights delayed as crews worked to de-ice planes. Tonight, 14 million Americans under winter alerts, with snow totals up to 10 inches in parts of New England, and winter supplies flying off store shelves.
We've been super busy selling out of ice melter and shovels and everything.
In Scranton, Pennsylvania, an alert warning of extreme cold and an all-out effort to stay ahead of the snow. The plows have been working the roads since 7 a.m.
You just have to watch for pedestrians. You won't believe how they'll walk right in front of you or behind you. I almost hit a guy on a little moped.
So, PSA, you see a snowplow steer clear?
I would think so.
Today, former professional snowplow driver Clyde Best came out of retirement to salt the streets. What's your advice for folks dealing with all the snow?
Stay home. Good advice right there. Aaron joins us now live from Scranton. And Aaron, there are school closures up and down the East Coast tonight?
That's right, Tom. Here in Scranton, school was out for the day, as was the case for hundreds of schools throughout the Northeast. The good news is that storm is set to push out tonight, but it'll be followed by some pretty chilly temps. Tom?
Aaron McLaughlin leading us off tonight. Aaron, thank you. And in Washington today, our reporter pressing Defense Secretary Pete Hegseth on that controversial strike on a boat in the Caribbean that some are saying was a war crime. Gabe Gutierrez now on what Hegseth revealed about his own involvement.
Tonight, President Trump defending striking a boat allegedly carrying drugs to the U.S. twice in early September.
I want those boats taken out, and if we have to, we'll attack on land also, just like we attack on sea. And there's very little coming in by sea. I think we've knocked out over 90% of it.
2 people initially survived. The administration says the decision for a second strike, killing all on board, was made by Admiral Frank Bradley. Today, Defense Secretary Pete Hegseth said even though he watched the first part of the attack live, he'd moved on to his next meeting before the second strike.
Admiral Bradley made the correct decision to ultimately sink the boat and eliminate the threat. We have his back, and the American people are safer because narco-terrorists know you can't bring drugs through the water.
So you didn't see any survivors, to be clear, after that first strike?
I did not personally see survivors, but I stand, because the thing was on fire. And it exploded in fire and smoke. You can't see anything. You got digital. This is called the fog of war.
The Trump administration has labeled drug cartels foreign terrorist organizations, but Democrats are calling the targeting of incapacitated survivors a potential war crime. Some Republicans are also skeptical.
I think both strikes are actually illegal. I don't think you can just name people and say, well, they've got drugs, well, where's the proof?
It comes as the administration ramps up its crackdown on illegal immigration. A senior law enforcement official tells NBC News ICE is planning an operation this week in the Minneapolis-St. Paul area, where there's a large Somali population.
You told me to look into Minnesota and their fraud on visas and their programs. 50% of them are fraudulent.
Federal prosecutors have charged dozens of people in Minnesota's Somali community for allegedly stealing hundreds of millions of dollars in taxpayer money meant for social service programs.
This beautiful place, and I see these people ripping it off. Their country stinks, and we don't want them in our country. But when they come from hell, and they complain and do nothing
Gabe joins us now live from the White House. And Gabe, back to that boat strike. You have new reporting tonight on the timeline here, and also when Admiral Bradley will appear before Congress.
Yes, Tom. Secretary Hegseth told me he did not learn about the second strike until hours after it happened. Also, according to lawmakers and 3 sources familiar with the planning, Admiral Bradley will now brief leaders of both the House and Senate Armed Services and Intelligence Committees on Thursday. Tom.
All right, Gabe, we thank you for that. Now to the